Hi, today we're going to be measuring things around our house. So I have my measuring tape, but I also have my hand. So we're going to use some non-standard units of measure. So non-standard is I could use my hand prints to measure something. Do you remember when we estimated how long the T-Rex footprint would be? And then we used our own footsteps to find out how many of our own footsteps would fit inside that T-Rex footprint. That's a non-standard measure. A standard measure of unit is a ruler or a measuring tape. So we're going to use standard units of measure as well. So we'll use centimeters or inches. So in Canada, we usually use centimeters, and centimeters are, I'll turn it around. There you go. So it starts over there. The one's actually covered by the edge, but then it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you see how like each centimeter is almost a fingerprint. And then the inches at the top, that's what we use in other countries to measure. And that goes across, but they're usually two fingerprints long. That's how, a centimeter is smaller and an inch is bigger. But if we use centimeters to measure, I think our number is going to be so big it might be hard to read. So I think I'm going to use the inches because they're wider apart. So our numbers won't get so big on that one. We'll see. Maybe we'll do both. Who knows? We'll play it by ear. All right. So you just need something to write on and something to write with so you can record your ideas and record what we find out today. So I'm going to start with the kitchen table. I want to measure how long this table is. So I'm going to write at the very top of my board, I'm going to put a T for table. And there we go. So I can measure my table. If you want to print out the whole word, you can. If you just want to have a letter that will remind you of what it was that you measured, you can do that too. And we can draw a picture beside it. So beside my T, I'm going to draw a picture of my table. There we go. I've got some table legs that you could see and the top of the table. So now I'm going to measure. So I'm going to start with my non-standard unit of measure. So I'm going to use handprints. So when I'm measuring with anything, I have to make sure that each unit that we're measuring with touches the one, goes right up against the one that we've measured with. So it doesn't matter if it's inches or hands or whatever I'm measuring with. So let's start over here. So when I'm at the corner of my table, if I'm going to start with my handprint, I would want to make sure that my hand is right at the edge of the table, just like that. So that's one handprint long so far. Now this hand comes and it's going to touch the fingertips of the other one. It can't go on top and it can't go like that because now what about this space didn't get measured? So I have to make sure that that measures right up and touches. So that's two handprints, and then the next one would come. I can't go like this. I have to back it up till it touches. That's three handprints so far. And I would go right to the very end of my table. So far I'm at three. I'm going to turn the camera a little bit. I'll keep this hand here. So that's three. I'm going to turn it so you can see as I go down my table. It's a bit bright down there, but we got this. Okay, ready? Here we go. That's three. You can count with me. 3, 4. Move my chairs out of the way. 4. Make sure it touches. 5. Make sure it touches. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and my fingertips just touch the very end of that table. 13 hand lengths long. Wow. So I'm going to write down 13. 13 is a teen number, so it has a 1 in front of it. 13, that's a 3. So I have a 1 and a 3. It was 13 handprints. Should we draw a little hand to remember what we measured in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure there's 5 fingers on it. So it was 13 handprints long, or I do a comma. Now I'm going to get my measuring tape. Now this number should be pretty big. This, when you measure with a measuring tape, you might need a little bit of help. Sometimes one person holds the end of the measuring tape, or if you do it flat on your thing, I can hook it around the edge. So I'm going to bring you closer so you can see how I hooked it. Maybe I'll hook it this direction. That's probably a better idea. All right, come look over here. What we're going to do. All right, so if I'm going to start measuring this part of the table, I have to hook this end on right here. Oh my gosh. And these measuring tapes, they're metal and they can be a little bit ouch. So sometimes you might want someone to hold that side for you, like that. Hold it right there, and then you get to walk away with this part. So it's hooked onto the end of the table. I'm going to turn you this way so you can see me measuring. Okay, here we go. I'm going to measure by myself right now, so I have to keep this held down to the table so it doesn't fly back at me. It does have a tendency to suck the metal back in really fast, so it can be a bit dangerous. Ooh, can you hear it? All right, it's getting longer, longer, longer. There's a lock at the end of it, so I'm going to hit my lock, and then I'm going to bring it all the way over to you so you can see how many centimeters we had here. Wow. Okay. So it got, this is how far it got. It got all the way to there. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So I have two numbers. If I wanted to know how many inches it was that many. 89. Oh, 86. See the 8 on the top and then the 6. So it was 86 inches. Holy cats. Or, look at that big number. 220. Do you know what number that is? 220 centimeters. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, I'm going to go with, which number do you want to write down? 86 or 220? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, some of you probably said 86, so I'll write that down. I'll write both of them down for you. So it was, I'm going to write this next one small. So it was 86 inches. Maybe I'll say in, and then put a dot, sure, inches. Or it was 220 centimeters. Wow. But only 13 hands. Interesting. Can you think of why do you think instead of measuring with our handprints all the time, why did someone say we better measure with inches or centimeters or meters? Can you think of why we can't always just measure with our hands? So think about our handprints. My handprint is that big. How big is your handprint? Is it the same size as mine, do you think? Or is it smaller? Yeah, your handprint is smaller than mine. So if we only measured by handprints and you went somewhere and you said, okay, I am building a door for my house and I need it to be, I've already measured and it's, you know, maybe your door is going to be 13 handprints high. And I say, okay, sure. So then I use my hands and I measure out 13 handprints. Well, that would be way longer than what you measured. And so the door that I make for you wouldn't fit in the hole that you made in your house because you use your 13 handprints. So if you used your 13 handprints and you made a hole in your house that was that tall, here's your house, and you cut a hole in your area and you said, okay, I've measured with your little handprints and you measured 13, but then I came along and my handprints are way bigger than yours. Your hand probably fits inside here. right? But so if your handprints fit to here, but mine's way longer. So I measure with all my handprints and I make you a door that's that tall. And you're like, well, that door wouldn't work. So if we all use inches or we all use centimeters, then I don't have to guess how big of a door you need. I just look at the numbers on the measuring tape. And all of our numbers on our measuring tapes are spaced out the same length. So then we know when we're talking about numbers and how big something is, we can all say, oh, 86 inches. Sure, I can make you something that's that big. Because you used a ruler and you knew it was 86 inches. And then I used a ruler and I know it's 86 inches. And then our door would fit. So that's why we decided we had to have some standard units of measure. So, but non-standard is fun too. All right, here we go. Let's try something else. So we did our table. What if we did how tall is a chair? How tall is the chairs at my kitchen table? Okay. Ch, ch, ch. Do you remember the two letters that make that sound? Ch, ch, ch. A C and an H. Okay. C, H. Now I'm going to erase my door example. Okay, if I'm going to do a chair, I'm going to draw my chair sort of like my H, aren't I? A chair has a tall back, somewhere to sit, and another little leg. All right, there's my chair. Okay, let's find out how many handprints tall my chair is. Turn the computer a little bit again. Okay, let's measure this one together. Can I measure it here? Can you see? Yeah, okay. So we want to know how tall the chair is, how many hands, and then we'll use our inches and centimeters again. So here we go. All right, this time I'm going to measure my first one. Oh, I guess I'm going to do it like this. Okay, ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A tiny bit left over, but it was about 6 hands long. All right, let's write that down. 6. Okay. So our Chicha chair, take my lid off again, is about 6 handprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. All right, my chair is 6 handprints. I wonder how many centimeters that is. All right, let's wind this up a little bit. I always kind of hold onto it. I don't want it to come flying back at me. Okay, let's find out. Starting from the bottom, all the way up to the top, and lock. Okay, let's see. What numbers did we get? Ooh, okay. I have 38 inches, or, oh my gosh, what's this one? Okay, so 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Wow, okay, that's a big number too. All right, so let's write those down. So I had, let's see, what was my inches first? My inches was 38. All right, so here we go. I had 38 inches, or how many centimeters did I have? 97. 9. I hear a 9. Let's write it down. 97. Okay, 7. 97 cm, centimeters. Wow. So my chair was 6 handprints, or 38 inches, or 97 centimeters. That's pretty cool. So you can decide today how you want to measure. You can do just handprints and inches, or you could do handprints and centimeters, or you could do all of them. I don't mind. Okay, what else do you want to measure? You could measure how long is your couch. I think the couch is bigger than the table. I think. Maybe they're the same size. I don't know. They both seem kind of long. So I could do my couch. Couch. I could measure my coffee table. I could measure my sink. See how long my sink is. How long is it? I could measure how deep is my sink. Some sinks are really deep. Other sinks are really quite short, right? So you can measure how short is your sink. How long is your bathtub? How long is your bed? I don't know. So you can measure all kinds of things in your house. So I'm going to end today's with measuring the couch. Couch. So what does my couch look like? Oh, well, it has a long top area, doesn't it? And it has armrests. How are we going to draw those? I don't know. Okay, we'll draw our armrest like this, maybe. Ooh, this one's getting complicated. And it has somewhere to sit, maybe? How do we draw that? Ooh, this one turned into kind of a 3D couch. I don't know. Anyways, couch. Let's try couch. Let's see how many handprints long my couch is. Let's see, the table was 13. I'm going to go with 16. I think that my couch is going to be 16 handprints long. Let's go find out. All right, can you see me if I walk down the edge of my couch? All right, here we go. I'm going to come towards you as I can, okay? I'll start over here. My handprint right at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you counting with me? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Make sure your fingers are touching. 11, 12, 13, 14. I had to curl my fingers a little bit at the end. 14. Well, the couch wasn't as long as I thought, but 14 is my favorite number, so let's write it down. So the couch is 14 handprints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little fingers. 14 handprints. Okay. Should we measure how long it is with my measuring tape? Okie dokie. This one's going to be harder for me to measure because the table was easy. I could kind of hook it on the edge of the table. I don't think I can hook it on the edge of the couch. I need a partner for this one. But guess what? My kids are still sleeping. Silly kids. All right, let's see. This is where I would get someone to hold that in. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Here's my numbers. I'll move it a little bit so you can see it easier. Okay, my top number is 90. 90 inches. Ooh. Okay, how many centimeters? 220, 221, 222, 223, 224, 225, 226, 227, 228, 229. Wow, mind blow. Okay, here we go. So, wow, that's the biggest number yet. I'm impressed. So, we had 90 inches. 9. Okay, so we have 90. 90 is like that. 9 and a 0. 90 inches. Or, there's your 90 inches. Or 229. Okay, what number do we hear first? 200. Okay, 2. 229. And that was centimeters. Wow. 229. Well, that's the biggest number we wrote today. So the couch is bigger than the chair and the table. The couch is the biggest thing. Wow. I wonder if the couch is even longer than my bed. I don't know. So you could figure that out at your house. Is your couch longer than your bed, or is your bed longer than your couch? Which one do you think is bigger? That seems long. I don't know. But I have to make a guess. So I'm going to guess my bed's bigger. What do you think? Okay. So you can go find out. You can measure your couch and you can measure your bed. Bed. You can measure lots of things in your house, but you could do those two things for sure and then find out which one is bigger. And then you can tell me, what was the number of your couch? What is the number of your bed? How would you draw a bed? Well, it's going to have a headboard probably. It's going to have a long bed, and it's going to have an end of a bed. And maybe you have a pillow on your bed. Now, I know some of you have pretty interesting beds. I know some of you have bunk beds. I know some of you get to sleep in your mom's bed. Maybe she has a big bed. I know some of you get to sleep in a bed that looks like a fort, because I've seen some pictures of your bedrooms. I know that some of you get to sleep in, when Ethan was in kindergarten, he slept in a Cars bed. It was like a plastic frame car from the movie Cars. And so it wasn't super duper long, and he probably slept in that till, I don't know, grade 1 or 2. I can't remember how old he was. He seems like he was little, but he was probably big when it got too small for him. So you can go measure your things in your house, and I can't wait to see your big numbers today. All right, have a super fun time.